All right, guys, it is October 15th, 2019. So what does that mean, guys? That means that it's been officially 2 years since I quit my job. I made the plunge and I want to pursue my passion, my dreams. I want to do this recap video because I feel like so much has changed since I posted that last video. If you can't see it, boom, right here. And if you guys want to check out that video, you can head over to it. I'll put a link in the description below to check it out. Wow, had things changed. So let me give you a backstory, because when I made that video, there was a lot of things I didn't talk about. I was just so wrapped up and I couldn't believe I was leaving my job that I've been at for 5.5 years. And it was a great job. I met some amazing people, and to tell you the truth, if it wasn't for that job, I would never be here today. I wouldn't have found keto, because the person who showed me keto worked at that job. It was my boss, my gym partner, Clint. And so it opened the door to helping me find my passion. 2 years ago, it was October 2017, and it had obviously been building. You just don't wake up one day wanting to quit your job, right? You don't say, you know what, I'm just gonna quit my job. It had been something that had been brewing in my head. I've been falling in love with social media, falling in love with YouTube. I was working hard on my coaching plan, creating relationships with other businesses, and everything was going really well. And I just, things started to fall apart at my job as far as like my job duties. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I made tons of mistakes towards the end, and that's what kind of like, I knew it. Like, I knew my head wasn't at my job, and I started to make a lot more mistakes than I normally would. I would never forget about these deadlines. I would never forget about these emails and work orders and things like that. And I was forgetting because my mind wasn't there. My head wasn't there. My heart wasn't there. I was so focused on, ooh, what am I gonna do after work? Ooh, what's the next video? Ooh, I get to go here this weekend. Ooh, I'm gonna work with this company. Oh, I'm gonna do a collab with so-and-so. Oh, I'm gonna fly out to Denver and do this. Oh, I'm gonna go to California and do that. Like, I was so wrapped up in everything else that was going on, which was my passion, than my 9 to 5. And so that's when I knew. I was like, okay, I know it's coming. And that was the summertime, guys. That was around the summertime leading up until October is when I finally took the plunge. And a lot of you don't know this, but it was a very scary time, guys, a very scary time. And obviously I can make this video and talk about it because it all worked out in the end. But I quit my job in October, okay? I had my first child, baby Lo, in November. So I went to my wife and I said, hey, it's time. It's time. This is what I really want to do. I want to pursue my passion. I really want to do this. And she was like, dude, like, we're about to have a child in a month. You're leaving a job that pays for insurance, steady income, retirement. Like, what, like, are you sure? And I'm like, I this is what I want to do. Believe me, trust me, it's going to work out. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, obviously she was like really scared, but she believed in me. But like anybody else that's about to have a child and their husband gonna quit a job a month before, obviously she was pretty scared and was like kind of hesitated about it. And my parents are my biggest supporters, guys, but even they were like, oh, mijo, are you sure, mijo? Oh, this is a good job, because they come from the background that where you stay at a job for 20, 30 years and then you retire. Like, that's their mentality. That's how they used to do it back in the day. And a lot of people still do this today, and there's nothing wrong with that. But like I said, I wasn't waking up every morning wanting to go do that job. And someone put this quite simple, guys. Someone put this very, very simple to me. They said, Logan, if money wasn't an option, would you be doing what you're doing today? And the answer was no, quite simple. So that told me that I was only doing that job to get a paycheck every 2 weeks. Now, look, I understand there's so much more into that. I understand that people have to support their families. You have to support your kids. And I get that. I totally respect that. But like I said, I didn't just quit overnight. This is something that I worked on for 3.5 years, going on 4 years before I was able to quit. So it wasn't like I'm telling everybody, hey, guys, just quit your job, find your passion and quit. No, I had to work on it every single day for 3.5 years. There were endless nights. And I'd be completely lying to you if we didn't have arguments with my wife. I mean, I'm up at 2 a.m. editing a video and she's like, come to bed. And I'm like, I got to get this video out. And she's like, where's there going to be time for us? When's there going to be family time? And I get it. Like, I'm over here trying to work, balance family time, trying to work on my passion and build that up so I can one day, that can become the dream that we live. And it was tough. There were tough moments. where there were times, man, this is crazy. This is probably the first time I'm ever saying this. There were times that me and my wife, Crystal and I were like, got to the point where she was like, look, you need to pick either social media or us, because this is not going to work. And like everything else, guys, obviously in relationships, whatever you're doing, there has to be compromise. You have to figure things out. And still to this day, I still struggle with it. And we'll get to that. So I don't want to jump all over the place. Let's start from the beginning. There were arguments, there was discussions, and even I was like very close to saying, you know what? Thinking to myself, is it worth it? Is this worth it? Like, I'm struggling at this 9 to 5. I know this is what I want to do, but it's causing problems in our house. Should I just end it? Should I just quit it all? Just stop all this and just focus on my 9 to 5, focus on the career, and that's my life, right? Just focus on staying here for, 15, 20 years, then retiring. And I had these honest discussions with myself where I sat down and I thought like, man, this is, you know what? I obviously don't want to lose my family. I don't want this to keep going on the way it is. There has to be a change. There has to be a compromise, or I'm just going to have to end this. And obviously we figured it out. Obviously we compromised. There was times like, okay, I need to put the phone down. I need to put social media down, focus on my family, focus on other things. Fast forward, we get to October, and I take the plunge, right? I leave my 9 to 5 to pursue my passion, put full-time into my YouTube channel, full-time into American Metabolics. And see, that was the thing. I was working with American Metabolics, but they wanted me here on the weekends. They wanted me to do this. They wanted me to do that. And I'm like, guys, I can't. Like, I'm working 9 to 5. And at that time, my job was starting to pick up on everything I was doing on social media. So they're like, Logan, no posting from 8 to 12, and then you can post from 12 to 1 on your lunch, but then from 1 to 5 you can't post. Like, it got really bad. People were starting to notice my social media at work, and you know how work is, man. People tell on you, and then it goes to their boss and your boss, and then it's just like, Logan, what are you doing? You're taking a little bit long lunches, because I would go work out during my lunch, and they're saying, hey, who's posting on your social media at this time? Shouldn't you be working? It got really bad, right? And so that was another reason. I was like, okay, look, I know I need to move on. I go and work full time with American Metabolics. I become president of their social media, and I still have that title today. Obviously, a little bit has changed, but I still hold that title. And it was a huge risk, guys, because I didn't know if keto American Metabolics was going to keep going, or if they could have just completely just sold the company and just said, you know what, this isn't working out. Sorry, Logan, I know you took the plunge. I know you left your job, but there's nothing we can do. We got to cut our losses, and you got to figure it out, right? So there was no guarantee that this was going to work, but I knew that this is what I wanted to do. I knew that this was my passion. Nobody was going to stop me. You know what? Even if American Metabolics would have just crashed and it wouldn't have worked, I would have figured it out, because I was all in. I knew that this was my dream. This is my passion. This is what I woke up every morning wanting to do. I love editing. I love vlogging. I love engaging with you guys. I love making content. I love making cool videos. I love talking about my experiences, positivity, sharing my story, motivating people. I know that is my passion. That is what I was put on this earth to do, to talk to you guys, to help motivate you, to help inspire you, and to remind you that it's never too late to become what you might have been. And I knew that was my calling, and nothing was going to stop. So we had baby Lo, I'm doing my social media thing. We have our first child, and obviously, like, having your first child is an adjustment. It takes a lot of time in adjusting, and still at this time, Crystal's still working her job, and her job is very stressful, guys. She was working at an apartment complex. She was the leasing manager, so you can only imagine, guys, dealing with people and their problems and their issues. And at the time, we were living there. We were living at the apartment. I haven't talked about this. So what everything you're hearing today, guys, I haven't really talked about. And so we were living at the apartment because obviously she's a manager, so we lived there for free. We were renting out our house, and we were living at the apartment complex because it was free. We were trying to save money. And man, just things started going downhill for her job. She was getting very stressed out. It started to create problems with us. Obviously, she's dealing with stress from her job. She's kind of upset that she doesn't get to spend time with baby Lo. It's her first child. She sees me at home every day getting to create content. be with baby Lo. And I get it. Like, I get it. I told her, I was like, hey, if you're not happy, just leave. And she's like, well, how are we going to make it? And I'm like, look, don't worry about that. I say this all the time, guys. If you're doing something for a paycheck, but at the end of the day, it's stressing you out and it's causing more harm to you mentally, physically, and emotionally, then you need to move on. I get it. I understand it's not that easy of a decision, especially when you are providing for your family, for your kids. I get it. But you have to find something else. It is not good for your mind, body, and soul if you're at a job that's just stressing you out and turning you into a person that you truly are not. You got to make a change. You got to make a change. You got to do it for yourself. You got to do it for your kids. You got to do it for your family. I understand it's not easy. It's not going to happen overnight, but you have to work on finding something new. That was October. We get to November, January, February, March, April, and that April, like, it had just completely hit the fan. Like, she was becoming someone she's not. And we both knew it. Like, we both knew something needed to change. This was not sustainable. I want to say in May, she finally quit her job. And it was scary, guys, because we were living at the apartment. We were living at the apartment. She quit her job. And once you quit, like, they're not giving you that apartment for free. They're saying, like, hey, you guys, yeah, you quit, so you got to go. Well, guess what? Our house was still being rented, okay? I don't even know if I should say this, but our renters at our house were pretty much squatters. Like, they weren't paying. And if you guys have ever leased out a house or rented out a house, like, it's a complete legal mess when you try to get squatters out of your house. Like, you just don't go file and they get out the next day. It's like a 3-month process. We're like in limbo. Like, we're like, what do we do? And I told her, like, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. We got family. Everything's gonna be okay. So we had to move out of the apartment, and guess what? I had to move back in with my parents. Yes, I moved back into the room that I grew up in high school, now living in that room with Crystal, baby Lo, Harley, Ryder, and Jax, which are our 3 dogs. So the room that I grew up in high school, I now had a family in there with my dogs. And to tell you, it was pretty crazy, guys. It was hectic. For those of you out there, if you're a husband or a wife, if you had to move in with your in-laws, I'm sure it would be somewhat of adjustment. So that was a tough couple of months living at home. But you know what? It was cool. To me, it wasn't that bad. Like, I love being around family. You guys know that. I thought it was pretty cool that for the first couple of months of Lo's life, she got to wake up every morning by me or Crystal or with her grandma and grandpa and her aunts. And I thought that was super cool. And I love family, so it wasn't really a big deal for me, but I'm sure for Crystal, she obviously wanted to get back into our house. And like I said, it was just a completely very stressed out time for us because we just wanted to get back into our house, and we would drive by our house and we would see our house was being destroyed. Like, it was being destroyed and there was nothing we could do. We had to go through the legal process, and like I said, it takes months. Long story short, finally, like at the end of July, I want to say early September, we finally moved back into our house, and things were starting to finally work out because, you know, we have a family and we couldn't obviously live in one room. Like, it was about the size of this room, right? Living in there with a kid and 3 dogs, it was pretty crazy. But we finally moved into our house, and then from there, everything was good. That was September, and I told myself going into the new year 2019, I said, 2019 is going to be my year. Nothing's going to hold me back. You know what? In 2018, I always waited for the perfect moment, right? Like, if someone wanted to collab, I would wait until maybe they asked me. Or if I wanted to work for a company or work with the company, I would wait until they asked me. And I said, you know what? I'm done with that. If you want something, you need to go get it. No more waiting. No more waiting for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. You just need to go and get it. And so I told myself, 2019's my year. I'm going to go get it. I'm going to stop waiting for the perfect moment. And guess what, guys? 2019 was the biggest year of my life. We came out with my ice cream. We had my first meetup. I became part owner of Keto Coach. I worked with Quest Nutrition. Flew up to LA to film a 12-episode series with them. Like, I did things that were totally out of my comfort zone. I made my first speech at FitCon. I did another speech this past weekend. I had my first booth at KetoCon with Keto Coach, a company that I owned. Like, it was just crazy. 2019 was such a crazy year. And I'd be lying to you if there wasn't ups and downs. It was definitely a roller coaster ride, guys. But I wouldn't change a thing. Like, I'm telling you, it was the best decision of my life. leaving that job and chasing my passion. It wasn't easy. You have to put in work, if not put in more work. Roller coaster ride, but at the end of the day, we get to live the life that we've always wanted. Crystal and I wake up every morning with Baby Lo and Camila, and sometimes we look at each other and we're like, hey, what do you want to do today? What do you want to film? You want to film a family vlog? Like, we're working. I know a lot of people are like, oh, y'all just YouTube, y'all go out and shop and show your food. That's not work. Yes, it is. You know what? That's the problem with society. If you're having fun, people don't consider that work. Well, guess what? I'm here to tell you today, you can have fun and still work. You just need to work at it. You need to find your passion, and the money will come later. Like, that will come later. It's just been amazing 2 years. Like, we had our second child in April, and so like it's just, I can't tell you how happy I am that I made that leap of faith. And I'm here to tell you today, if there is something you want to do, if you're in a situation that you're not happy with, I'm here to tell you, you can make a change. It's gonna take time, it's gonna take a lot of work, but after consistently putting in the work, you will be able to leave that situation and be in a much better situation, doing what you love, chasing your passion, doing the job of your dreams. I promise you, okay? It's not gonna happen overnight, but I promise you it'll be so worth it. So that's my like kind of short recap of the past 2 years. It started off scary. It got really rocky in the middle. And then in 2019, I just took the bull by the horns and said, I'm gonna make this my year. And damn sure I did. Like I said, it all worked out. It all worked out in the end. Crystal got away from that very, very stressful job. Now she gets to spend time with our 2 beautiful daughters, Camila and Baby Lo. I get to work from home and spend time with my girls. And those were all things that I never got to do when I was stuck at my 9 to 5. So I can't tell you guys, like, I can't tell you enough. If there is something you want to do, trust me, if I can do it, you can do it. There is nothing special about me. I didn't go to college. I've never been the smartest guy in the room, but you know what? I will work as hard as anybody because of those things, because I'm not the smartest, because I don't have a college background, because I didn't get all the opportunities that other people got. I will work just as hard to prove everybody wrong. Now, and that's another thing, guys. That's another thing. I got made fun of when I started my YouTube channel. I got made fun of. People are like, dude, you're an idiot. Like, what are you doing? You're 26 years old. Why are you picking up a YouTube channel? Like, dude, you need to focus on your career. I didn't care what people thought. I didn't care what people say. And I'm here to tell you today, you're going to hear haters. You're going to hear negative people try to talk you out of you trying to find your passion, you trying to chase your dreams. Trust me, I guarantee it. There will be people to try to stop you from doing that. And I'm here to tell you today, do not let anybody stop you. Do not let anybody get in the way. If I were to listen to those people, where would I be at today? Who knows? I know I'd probably be doing something that I'm not passionate about. I know I'd be doing something that I'm not happy with. But you know what? Thank God I did not listen to those haters. I did not listen to the people making fun of me. I did not listen to the people telling me I should do this, I should do that. You know what? I just did my own thing. I believed in myself. I surrounded myself with positive people, people who were going to inspire me, encourage me, and motivate me. And look where we're at today, damn it. We're here, baby. We're here. I'm here talking to you guys, recording this video. And as soon as I'm done recording this, I'm gonna go hang out with Baby Lo, probably have some tea in her little tea house or little tea table, but you guys get it. So I'm here to tell you today, chase your dreams, follow your passions. It was a roller coaster ride of 2 years, but damn, I'm so glad I took that leap of faith. If you put in the time, you put in the effort, and you believe in yourself, and you surround yourself with positive, motivated people, I guarantee you will be where you want to be, you will do what you want to do, and you will get to live your passion and have your dream job. So, whew, guys, I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. I don't know how long I was talking. Hopefully it wasn't that long, but thank you if you made it to the end of this video. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you've been an OG subscriber, or even if you were just a subscriber, I don't even care if you're watching this video, thank you for the support. I would be nowhere if it wasn't for you today. You guys support me. You guys directly affect my family, my wife, my kids, and I can't thank you enough. Like, thank you, thank you, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. Also, before we leave, if you're watching this right now, you know what that means. That means that you woke up this morning, so that means that you are winning. So all your stress, all your problems cannot phase you, cannot phase me, because you and I are already winning. I love you. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.